Hey YouTube.
You stay. I go. No following.
I love you. You are who you choose to be.
Spoiler warning for Outer Wilds and its DLC Echoes of the Eye. This game is great, and it really benefits from a blind playthrough. If you don't care, that's cool, but the experience is wholly unique and worth your time. And hey, if you dig the content, you could catch me live at twitch.tv/highballstick21. I know I would if I were you. Now, on with the video. I think the first thing I'm going to do is try and use this teleportation device. Just to kill myself. I mean, it doesn't hold any, weight over me anymore, right? So I was like, maybe I should kill myself and see how that goes. Because, one of the reels explicitly shows someone dying in the range of the green lights, right? Okay. This might be easier to do outside of the ship. It looks like it might be that one. Oh. Okay. Oh, gravity just kicked in. Oh. Lucky me. Oh, this is this room. Okay. Cool. I had not been in here yet. Oh? If I stare into this, I should get a vision, right? Yeah. Okay. Pick up lantern. Sits in chair. Go to sleep. So is this like a prototype for the rooms? Was I supposed to get here prior to figuring out how to get to the Dark Realm? Here, there it is. Pick up artifact. Fall asleep in front of fire. Wake up in Dark Realm. That looked like their home planet. Okay. Interesting. There's a reel in here. Alright. Reveal your secrets to me. Something about artifacts, it looks like. Goes inside the room. I think this is the memory we saw, right? Looking in through the window, falls asleep with a lantern, wakes up, doesn't do anything. Falls asleep with an artifact. Unknown? Okay, so why was their first experiment redacted? Wait, is that second artifact somehow different than the first artifact? I'm gonna commit that to memory. Okay, so it doesn't have the 3 prongs on the back of it. There was an artifact in that area. This one does have the 3 prongs. Okay. Let's see if using the artifact from that area yields a different result for me. Is this where the This is where the explosion happened. So, assumedly, the guy that used the one without the back caused this explosion. I don't believe I've seen any artifacts that don't have a back, or maybe in that first area there was one. But I'm gonna keep that tidbit of information in the back of my mind. It's because now I get to traverse this giant mansion in the dark, which okay. What the? Just leads you down to a dead end? Are you kidding me? Like, no. Okay. Yeah, like, where am I trying to go here? I don't know. Like, I did the thing that I thought they, like, instruct you to do, right? The hint said to go to the painting. What hint? Turns off the lights, which allows you to go through that picture. That'll be next stream, so I can forget all that information I just learned. That's not the way to go, so this should be another invisible bridge. Was there some way to understand that? Like, to know this? Or, oh, did they show this in... They mention this in the slide?
Yes!
I am excited for this. It's just... Oh, man. These... Ah. The quantum discovery levels of weird tech. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at this. Oh, this is this the one that had, like, a ton of burnt-out reels? Okay. Yeah, right. So they are crying, and then this is where it cut out. Yeah, they're homesick. Okay, so they created a hologram of it, and then they teleported themselves inside of the hologram using these devices? Is that what I'm supposed to gather from this? Is this VR? Are we just in VR right now? Give me your shit. Alright. Didn't we see something similar to this? Oh, shit. Yes! That's so sick. Can I do that in here? Is there enough space to get out of its influence zone? Oh.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Okay. So this has got to be like another one of the exploits. If I put this down here, will the bad guys not spawn? Sure. Hello! Ooh. Alright, I'm just leaving that there. Oh. Oh, it shows like the invisible bridges while in Matrix mode, huh? So that means there's another one over there. Hmm. Took away the elevator. Yeah, that's neat. Well, it doesn't feel like this is the area I'm supposed to use the Matrix mode in. Maybe I need to do this while I'm down. I like chat time. I mean, I think I'm about to get recalled. Like that. So the error reports are what I need. So this one, inhabited jumping off the raft. Yeah, so I've done that already. This one shows an alarm bell failing to wake up one of the stranger's inhabitants. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we saw, like, a reel that indicated that if you're dead, the alarm won't work on you. Yeah, so I'm guessing I need to die. Oh, I didn't even bother to check if it resealed itself on the first one after the timeline reset. It probably did, huh? So I need to do all of these three things, like, simultaneously. An alarm bell failing to wake up. So that's why you need the raft to access all three places, because you need to enter it by dying. And if you ever fail... Oh, that's so fucked up. How... Come on! Okay, so you get one chance to do all three of the secret things, because you'll be dead upon entering the secret realm, and if you wake up, you're just dead. So I've explored all three archives, and I think I understand what I'm supposed to do now. Yeah, I need to enter there dying, get onto the raft, drop down, and then do all three things. Okay. So I'm guessing the only way to die while in here is to just stand on the fire. Cool. Alright. No messing up. Alright, so... Alright, we're in the loading area, so we're gonna drop. Okay. So, extinguish that. Now I should be able to cross that bridge. Yeah, I can't hear the alarms at all. Yeah, you know, no sense of hearing. Alright, so if I just drop this here. Okay, so that's the third one. Ah, cool. Neat. Alright, that's all three. Alright. Oh, I can just go inside of it. I like this a lot less. Artifact down. So I assume that telescope was for observing their home planet, maybe? Another artifact. Does that mean someone else is alive in here? Hey, buddy. Talk to the prisoner. Who are you? You don't speak my language, huh? Oh, this is their theme, isn't it? Same Solarian dialogue option. Trees, yeah. Slightly different mechanics, obviously, but... Oh, cool. He's like projecting it into my mind. Oh, so he was put inside, or I guess they were put inside of the. I guess I shouldn't assume things. All right, turned off the shield. That stops the frequency of the eye, so the eye is still projecting. Oh, and everyone is pissed at him for doing that. And they imprisoned him. Wow, that seems a little harsh. I mean, I understand that, like, they obviously hold, like, an eternal grudge against this thing. Why did the eye signal suddenly appear and disappear to the Nomai? Oh, so now I'm sharing my... They're all dead, buddy. Ooh, the mashup. Oh, okay. So they weren't able to track the eye because it wasn't emitting a signal anymore. But that one brief signal that was sent out is what summoned the Nomais here. The Nomai would have never found the eye. They wouldn't even come to this universe, right? So if I did the DLC prior to actually reaching the end of the game, would I have given all of this exact same information? You'll see some of these slides if you... Oh, it goes based on, like, your log completion. It's like the information is more complete based on how much I've discovered. That's so cool. So how about that shit? How do you feel about all that? Yeah, it's super cool. Like, because of him, like, I'm here because of him, essentially. Would you like your artifact back? Here you go, buddy. No, okay. Wants to go sailing off into the sunset together? Okay. He went into the water. Did I die? Oh. Because he died too. But now I know about him. I guess it's gonna be a short stream today, because I think this is the end of the DLC, if I were to take a guess. New Universe could use some soul, maybe. Okay, so if I were to... Okay. I will do... I guess that would be an appropriate way to close out my streams of the game as well, is to do one final run through.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper. What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper. Bump to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bump to the bump to the bumper.
To receive transmissions from our deep space satellite and have some reliable photos taken of the entire solar system. One of these photos revealed the existence of an invisible ring, world inhabited by a species who is present in our solar system, predated even the Nomai. The species traveled from a nearby star system in search of the eye of the universe, but, horrified by what they discovered, decided to block the eye signal so that no one else would ever find it. One individual, however, rebelled against the decision and was able to briefly release the eye signal back into space before being caught and imprisoned in solitude for this betrayal. So added dialogue. Hear music. It's not quite time yet. I'm pretty sure we'll need the others for this next part. We'll need, everyone. No rush. Take your time. Speak up before we... Once they arrive, I believe we'll be ready for the next step. I'm glad you remembered me. I think this is the new one. Oh. Oh, it's a grave. All three of them. They're all dead. Oh. They're all dead. They still have to deliver a emotional gut punch with their storytelling, huh? Let's go yeah, we should go talk with him. He's standing outside of the circle. When my kind found the eye and realized that what it was capable of, they were terrified. It was too difficult to truth. Like a light too bright to look upon directly, it burned them. What they could not unlearn was hidden away in darkness. Obfuscated and lost. They did not want to see their story end. My kind weren't always like this. We weren't always so afraid. I did what I could to set things right, yet I am still not my kind. And you know now what they did. I cannot promise our fear won't stain your mind. And so, are you certain you want to remember me? Venice. I don't want to repeat my kind's mistake, but if you're willing to take the risk, then so am I. They're in the circle once you accepted him. Start playing, buddy. I hadn't dared to hope that anyone would hear the signal, for how brief I set it free. Yet here we are. Are you ready for the final step? Yes. And it's time! Time to send our spark into the darkness. Missed a little bit. You got it, I'll do my best. It's crazy how seamlessly they incorporated another instrument into the song. Alright, let's talk to the people before... Wow, how long has it been since I got to make music with everyone around a campfire? I'm really happy we're all here. How beautiful. It's different than I'd envisioned. Whatever happens next, I do not think it is to be feared. I learned a lot by the end of everything. The past is past now, but that's, that's okay. It's never really gone completely. The future is always built on the past, even if we won't get to see it. Still, it's time for something new now. Even if it's over now, I had a good time learning. But I think the rules are about to change. I believe we've reached the end of our journey. All that remains is to collapse the innumerable possibilities before us. Are ready to learn what comes next? Absolutely. I admire your curiosity, friend. Let's find out together. I'll tell you what, this has been real fun, and I got to help make something pretty cool, so I've got no complaints. I mean, not me exactly, but close enough. It's the kind of thing that makes you glad you stopped and smelled the pine trees along the way, you know? You cut it a little close, don't you think? Well, it worked out in the end, I suppose. I hope there are besties in the next one. Beasties in the next one. Oh, my helmet's cracked. Didn't notice that before. Absolutely. Okay, so that's everything that I'm willing to do in the game. I'm sure there's probably other small things that I could probably explore and try and find, but I feel pretty content with all the things that I've done in this so far. So, yeah, what a game. Holy. I guess now is probably a good time to talk about the DLC in comparison to the base game, because I got some thoughts. So, like, I think the things that the DLC did really well is, like, it had a lot more, like, big reveals, because there was no... Everything was, like, hidden without anything being explained to you. And I liked that aspect of it quite a bit. Like, there weren't... It was all in uncertain terms. It was just all visual presentation. And that's probably something that they wanted to challenge themselves with going into it. So that's super cool. I think they nailed that part. The mechanics of the lantern, I think they did a lot with how, like, simple of a concept it was to begin with. Just, like, basically a flashlight. As for some things that I thought could have been a bit better, it's like, well, I've made it clear that I'm not a huge fan of, hey, we're just gonna stick you in an area and you just can't see stuff, and that's where most of the difficulty comes from. Like, I know there are plenty of people out there that love that kind of stuff. That's not really for me, but they did do that type of thing well. So, like, I can't really fault them for that. It just wasn't for me. One thing that I'm kind of bummed on is that it was all just stuck in one location. So, like, I think one of the coolest things about the base game is that you can go from different planet to different planet, and they vary a lot in, like, their design and their mechanics and all that other stuff. Whereas The Stranger, while it makes sense narratively that it is all one place, I think it could have been really cool that if instead you go to 3 different places set in the same location, they could have had, like, I don't know, 3 different, like, satellites throughout the solar system that each had, like, their own unique appearance and gameplay style. Then they could have, like, changed up the settings and the mechanics a little bit more, because by the end of it, it felt very samey to me, if that makes sense. It all felt good to play. It wasn't like it was a bad gameplay experience. It's just because the base game has so much variety in its different places, it would have been nice if they kind of implemented that into the DLC a little bit more. Right. Oh, is that new for the DLC? Yeah, so I think, like, ultimately the DLC, it had, like, some highs in it that I think, like, the reveal of the prisoner and you, like, sharing your memories with him, that was, like, incredible. That's, like, right up there with the ending of this game. It felt satisfying to, like, uncover, and the slow collecting of, like, the 3 different keys, uncovering glitches in order to, like, beat the ultimate end thing kept the same idea of, like, oh, you know the result of the puzzle, so you can figure it out super quick, but it's a matter of finding them. Introducing a whole 3rd alien species, giving them their own lore that you slowly uncover, and adds on top of the lore from the base game. Super cool. But I think I did end up having a lot more moments of frustration with the DLC than I ever did with the base game. Walking away from the game, I'm probably gonna tell everyone that I know that is a fan of video games, hey, play Outer Wilds, because I think the base game is like a 10 out of 10 experience, whereas I put the DLC at like a 8.5 because it's still super solid and worth playing through. I'm glad that I was able to share this experience with you guys, and there's nothing quite like Outer Wilds. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that even comes. I can't think of anything to compare this game to. It's just its own unique thing, and I'm super stoked to see what Mobius does afterwards.